I just got one thing to say to y'all.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Hey. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. You know what they saying, ho? Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Hey, you know what they saying, ho? Hey, you know what they saying, though? Hey, you know what they, yeah, you know what they, yeah, hey. And I say it with a passion as I pull off in the Aston. Don't nobody like his ass, huh? Tried to cover up and tell the people, go Brandon.
Oh, you know I'm leaving this playing the whole time. Time for another episode of YouTube Approved News. Let's go! A quick update on news you don't see in the mainstream media, of like the 3 topics that YouTube will let us talk about. First up, what the hell is this?
What are your guidelines for the upcoming holidays?
Well, Martha, I believe strongly that, particularly in the vaccinated people, if you're vaccinated and your family members are vaccinated, then you can enjoy the holidays. You can enjoy Halloween, trick-or-treating, and certainly Thanksgiving with your family and Christmas with your families.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Fauci. We can celebrate the holidays. Guys, did you hear that? Oh, thank you, Your Grace, for allowing us to celebrate the holidays with our families. Come on, man. That fear tactic is so 2020, Doc. Meanwhile, the Chicago Police Department is at war with Mayor Lori Lightfoot, saying that Chicago threatens to withhold retirement benefits from police officers who retire rather than submit to the city's COVID vaccine mandate. And she goes on to have the nerve to say this.
Either unvaccinated or not signing up. And so he understands, though, that accountability is important, as do we. What we've seen from the Fraternal Order of Police, and particularly the leadership, is a lot of misinformation, a lot of half-truths, and frankly, flat-out lies in order to induce an insurrection. And we're not having that.
And there it is. The old, you're not complying, so you're an insurrectionist insult. This coming from the they-them that flouts her own mask mandate in a sea of people dutifully wearing their masks around her. Excuse me, Mayor? Yeah, nobody's listening to you. Your hypocrisy speaks for itself. Maybe you and Joey can go sit down at a nice restaurant somewhere and talk about these mandates. I'm sure he understands where you're coming from. And when asked about the reasons why Biden wasn't wearing a mask, Jen Psaki explained it away like this.
There is a mask requirement inside DC restaurants, yet President Biden and the First Lady were not wearing masks while walking around a DC restaurant on Saturday. Why?
Well, I think what we were referring to is a photo of them walking out of a restaurant after they had eaten, masks in hand, where they had not yet put them back on yet.
Nope, it was a video.
So I would say, of course, there are moments when we all don't put masks back on as quickly as we should.
Slow Joe strikes again. Just doesn't put his mask on fast enough. Does he do anything fast? Oh yeah, like holding up shipping lines in the transportation of cargo to destroy the supply chain and crush the middle class just in time for Christmas. Thanks, big guy. And speaking of shipping lines, where is that Secretary of Transportation? He must be up to something. Oh my. First off, I'm putting this in full screen because I feel I'm obligated to do so, because if I saw it, you have to see it. And 2, I literally thought this was a photoshopped picture. Doesn't the lighting of his head look like it's photoshopped onto somebody else's body? I mean, I feel like this is the equivalent of a vegan trying to eat a hamburger that tastes like hamburger. It just doesn't make sense. You're trying to give a baby an authentic breastfeeding experience, yet showing them that 2 men are more than capable of raising a child together. Figure that one out. Anyway, and meanwhile, while trying to audition for Woke Father of the Year by prosthetically lactating for his child, he's also gaslighting the American public by saying things like this.
Well, certainly a lot of the challenges that we've been experiencing this year will continue into next year, but there are both short-term and long-term steps that we can take to do something about it. Look, part of what's happening isn't just the supply side, it's the demand side. Demand is off the charts. Retail sales are through the roof. And if you think about those images of ships, for example, waiting at anchor on the West Coast, every one of those ships is full of record amounts of goods that Americans are buying because demand is up, because income is up, because the president has successfully guided this economy out of the teeth of a terrifying recession.
Nope. I'm pretty sure we weren't in the teeth of a recession. And did you like that little throwaway comment at the very beginning?
Well, certainly a lot of the challenges that we've been experiencing this year will continue into next year.
Just little breadcrumbs, always trying to condition the American people for what's next. Well, according to this guy, it's not for lack of transportation from truckers who need a job.
See all these trucks? All those trucks? See all those trailers right there? Well, see those big green things behind all those trucks? I have watched those cranes all day and not a single one of them has moved. Nine major cranes at this massive port. Not a single one of them has moved today. All these trucks out here, all of them are waiting for a load. they were sitting here doing nothing because the ports aren't working. So don't think that it's because of a driver shortage. It's not. These guys need work. The freight's sitting right there. Cranes aren't operating. That's the truth.
But keep listening to Double D Pete, I guess. Guys, spend the holidays however you want. Stock up on some supplies, and don't let this creep anywhere near your children.
I used to love to drive. They don't let me drive anymore. And I have a beautiful Corvette sitting in my garage.
The next parent that leaves their kid anywhere near that creep needs to be brought in for child abuse. Frickin' gross. And with the history of his daughter's memoirs, it's also funny how he said they won't let him drive anymore. I wonder who they is. Until next episode, guys. Peace. Oh, and support the channel by buying some coffee and some MyPillow equipment. Okay, now I'll see ya.